Afternoon, everybody. Having a blizzard today, and I didn't have to work all day because I don't like driving in this shit. And what we do, I got out all my axes that need handles. Actually, I got some more over there too that need handles, but they do have something for a handle in them. I just don't like most of them. And that's a black raven there, and my son got that for me out of a metal dumpster. It's not in terrible shape. Of course, somebody beat the hell out of the raven, so he's pretty hard to see there. That one I probably have never put a handle in. I know the story of that axe because I know the old man. Well, he's dead now, but the person that bought it knew. He bought that axe and he was working. He had a small farm, 8 or 9 cows. This goes back before the Great War in 1941, and he was working in the woods, probably in the 30s, for a guy. In the wintertime he wasn't getting milk, and he bought that axe to go to work, and the first swing, after he put a handle in it, the first swing, that chunk flew right out of it. Well, he worked all day with this side, and that night he made $1/4 a day, and he got his pay, and the guy he was working for gave him the next day's pay so he could buy another axe the next day. They were 50 cents when he bought that in the 30s. And the first 2 days, his money went to take care of that. Actually 4 days. That's a flint edge, true temper flint edge, Kelly Works. I don't think that axe was ever used enough to say so. The handle was broke in it when I got it. No, there wasn't a handle in it. It was just all like a powdery rust. That's not old. That axe, I don't know what it is. Probably a trooper or something like that. But if you see those grooves inside that held the handle, correct me if I'm wrong, please, if somebody watches this, but I don't believe they're old. That, I think, is an old-timer. That came in a collection of axes that I bought. Can't tell you much about it. No identifying marks. Just it's an old axe. That's a Sager, and it's been beat, as most of these were. I never pay a lot for an axe. That one I don't know. It's not a Collins. I don't even know where it came from now off the top of my head. That's a Collins there. And that one I'm going to handle up. I'm going to put a 32-inch handle in that one. It had a 24, and the handle wasn't much good. The end of it was all beat up. That's an Orland. Good story on that one. A guy I work for now, I've been in his shed a million times, and that was hanging on the wall in there, and I could see his Hudson Bay axe. And it was all dusty and dirty, and it was that way. And one day I went by it, and I picked it up and spit on the back of it and rubbed it off. I said, oh my God, this is an Orland. I said, where'd that axe come from? He said, I don't know. He said, you want it? And I said, yes. And he said, take it. And I did. This one here is very old. It's an old hewing axe. I did sharpen it. It's got some awful nicks. It was abused. The old man that had this one, that was his father's. And they came from New York State. Early 1900s. They moved to Vermont from New York State. And it was in the barn that we bought when we enlarged our farm. My father did. Probably was used to hew some of the beams that were in that barn. I don't know that. Never asked him. But that's where that came from. That's a nice little boy's axe right there. That's a true temper flint edge. Been beaten up, but you know, people bought this stuff to use. That one's probably not any good because I think somebody burned it to get the handle out of it. They may have taken the temper out of it. It's not a very old axe because you can see those grooves. That's a nice little Craftsman. I don't know if you can read that on there or not. Nice little hatchet. That's just a little hatchet head. That one's been beat up, ground back. I think there was quite a bit more to that. That one I just picked up somewhere. I'm going to put a handle in it. They're good at it. Good. That one, I bought that off a woman. I paid the most for that that axe right there for a used axe that I've ever paid before. I paid $15 for that. She might have lied to me, but she had that, and she had 3-4 other pieces of stuff that she thought were axes. And she was an older lady, and her father had a farm here in Addison County, Vermont, and she told me he plowed that up. When he was plowing a field and they were out picking stones, that they picked that up out of a field. There's some pretty deep rust on it. I don't know. She probably lied to me. But I thought it was really cool. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I don't even know if I'm ever going to put a handle in it. I have a couple thoughts, but it's going to be hard to get a handle to hold because you have so little to work with there. Anyway, that's what you do on an afternoon when it's snowing and miserable out in March. Get your axe heads out that all need handles. I've got these over here. That one I'm just working on. It's awful thick and I want it thinner. But these all need handles. That one there does. It's cracked. That little fella does. That one does. Those two are handles I made. And I like making them, but you can't really afford to make them for what you can buy them for. You know, it takes a long time to shape a handle down, get it in there. Geez. That's a little Craftsman, little mini. That's a tiny little thing. See the size of that? But I think there's a hatchet handle right there for that Craftsman. $7.49. I probably have 8.5, 9 hours into doing that by the time I chop it out, get it down, dry it out. It's fun to do, and I still do it some, but it's not really worthwhile. Well, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed my pile of axes I have. That's my council tool, carpenter's axe. And I've got some more with handles. I'll get them all out someday and make a video of those, but I don't store those in here as much because we heat with wood. And it has a tendency to dry your handles right out and then they're loose. So I don't do that much here. Well, like I said, thanks for watching. Have a good day.